Good morning.
Good morning.
We are so happy to have you
Yeah.
on Diary on Ubuntu. We are here with Mzee Bwanika. He is a filmmaker and he will add anything else that he wants to add to that title when he introduces himself. We are on a diary on Ubuntu, but we are also in collaboration for this particular episode with Living Arts. But both platforms really are platforms that are celebrating arts in Uganda and just trying to have relevant discussions around how the industry can grow from people who are in the industry and are what we like to say at least at Diary on Ubuntu, we like to say people who are trying to pioneer different types of things in their own way. The creative industry in Uganda is still nascent, it's growing, there's increasing attention, I see, but there are people who have been there even when no one paid attention. And we like to have conversations with them because this allows us to then to hear from them, to learn from their lessons, and just to give you, the audience, a chance to hear from the pioneers, to hear from the visionaries, and to just understand and get up close and personal with the industry. Because whether you know it or not, creative goods are they're important for the sake of your humanity, whether you know it or not. So we are here in that cause. And for this conversation, we'll be discussing about the film industry,
Okay.
one of the more expensive, and yeah, it's one of the complex and expensive in the sense that to bring a product to market, very many actors are involved, very many players are involved. And so yes, we are here with Mzee Bwanika. I'll allow him to introduce himself and then we can get into our conversation of the day.
Uh, Thank you very much. I don't know what introduction I could give myself then because
What
you've
is
said
film?
it
I
all.
said you're a filmmaker, but tell us what that means. Tell me.
Yeah, of course. That's my name, Mzee Bwanika. I am a film producer. Maybe to be specific, I've preferred to remain behind the cameras.
As most producers do.
Though I miss acting. I used to be a stage actor way back, but I think in 2003, 2004, that's when I actually made the decision to go behind the cameras. I'm also the general secretary for Pearlwood. Pearlwood is an umbrella organization of filmmakers. Um, yeah, that's it. And probably I'm also head of business, Stream East.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
I am a father.
Oh, very important. Of how many?
A number of
They don't count.
children.
They say you don't ask.
I am still
You're
adding.
still adding. Okay. That's great. So
Yes.
you've mentioned Pearlwood, you've mentioned you're
Mm,
a film producer, you've
yeah.
mentioned Pearlwood, and you've also mentioned Stream East.
Yes.
Those are, when you say umbrella organization, when you say Pearlwood is an umbrella organization of filmmakers, what does
Yeah.
Pearlwood seek to achieve as an umbrella organization?
Yeah, basically in Pearlwood, it's all about collective negotiation and management of our social and economic interests. And because as people that are dealing in the same discipline, I think we found it vital and important for us to really stand together, irrespective of our indifferences, irrespective of the competitiveness, because it is natural. But
Yes.
at one point, we found it very, very important that we need to sit and disagree to agree on the things that bring us together so that we can probably grow together. Yeah, because there is no, film is very versatile. Film is this kind of discipline where you can't survive solo.
No.
So you need to work with somebody else. Even when you can shoot yourself, you can do the acting by yourself, you can do the post-production by yourself, you need someone somewhere.
Okay.
So film is a very vast discipline, and trust me, until we are able to have the spirit of working together, I think it would be very, very hard for us to make any progress. So Pearlwood is simply bringing us together for collective negotiation and management of our social and economic interests. Yes.
Is there an example of a benefit you have seen, a specific example you were able to share with us regarding yeah, something that has happened, and you believe without Pearlwood, that would not have happened.
Yeah, first and foremost, the years we've survived the test of time.
Well, how long has it been?
The formation of Pearlwood started in early 2017,
Okay.
led by, pioneered by the highest budget gangster, Mr. Utako Metone Kayanja,
I see.
who actually at that time brought us together. And I think he had the vision. And I remember when he reached out to me, he was like, Mzee, I am told you're one person who could be very instrumental in helping us shape the thing that we want to shape, whatever it is. But unless we work together, there will never be a success in our sector.
Yeah.
So we need to work out something. And trust me, since then, we have stood as a team. Yes, we have had a number of our colleagues, some join, others go off, but the rate of those that are leaving compared to those that are joining, my dear, it's a success. So we have survived. Came COVID-19. Even when government stood with all the other organizations, Pearlwood wasn't looked at, but we survived. Actually, Pearlwood as an organization in the creative sector, our annual budget as an organization could be bigger than even the organizations that are being supported by government. So
What does
alone,
that budget what is it utilized for, that budget? When you say the annual budget.
no, like you see, you look at the money that comes in and then you spend.
Okay. What do you spend on as Pearlwood?
Of course, the administrative costs, you have to cater for the members' welfare. Then members have to earn from their works. So when you look at the money that goes through the organization, I can guarantee, I think, if we are not the ranked number one, we could be among the best three, those that have the biggest budget. So basically, that alone is a success. We wouldn't achieve that if we were as individuals. In 2019, when we approached M10 Uganda to have a distribution engagement for our content, which resulted into a tripartite agreement giving birth to Chibanda Express. I don't know if you've heard of Chibanda Express.
No,
that's Pearlwood, Your TV, and MTN Uganda.
Okay.
So what gave us the muscle to sit on the negotiation table with a big telecom? Of course, Your TV by then, it was a nobody. But what gave us the muscle to sit with the biggest telecom in the land was the unity. Yeah. I remember when guys in MTN asked, okay, how many movies do you have? By that time, we had around 100 something movies. We said, okay, 100 plus movies. They were like, really? All that for you? I said, yes. This is what we have collectively. So you see, it gave us a bigger negotiation power. Yes. In 2022, when we approached the Next Media for a partnership, they were like, okay, how many movies do you have? We were having approximately over 400 movies, and they're like, okay, let us have 100 movies to run our first test and to really feel the...
Was it still on Chibanda Express?
No, by that time, we had our contract with Chibanda Express had expired, and we opted not to renew because of other reasons that I wouldn't want to dive into. But then when we went to Next Media, you see, it gives you the negotiation power.
Yes.
Today, when we reached out to UNESCO through the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, they looked at the weight of the organization. Our capacity is unimaginable when you speak about it. If you tell anybody that knows the value of culture, the value of creative arts, and you tell them, you know what, we have a catalog of 400 movies. Trust me, that's a bigger investment. So UNESCO comes on board and then supports us to do the things that we are doing today. Yeah. We've had different engagements, we've had different collaborations, partnerships with CELAM, international NGOs. Because of the status that we are, it is all premised in the collective efforts. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of collective groups.
Thank
and
you.
Before this conversation, we're talking about circles, and I was just saying, there's wonderful things that have happened with in other sectors.
Yeah.
trade and agriculture through SACCOs. But the collective component, I think, of cooperatives is a good concept, but it has to be tailored to the industry. And I think what you've taken from with Pearlwood, from what I'm hearing, is that you're understanding that, you have filmmakers who all come and they contribute their work, but what they need specifically is support in, from what I'm hearing, is a lot of invisibility and putting their work out there. So would you say that a lot of the focus for Pearlwood, where you call success, because when you mentioned Chibanda Express, I imagine that was like a distribution platform where you were putting your content on. When you say UNESCO, previous conversations, I know that has led to the birth of Stream East. And really creating access to market, because without access to market, without access to distribution, even if all the money is pumped into filmmakers' work, if they don't have where to, if their work is not consumed, then what was that? There's no purpose to it.
No purpose.
It's like planting maize and keeping it in your store. On the point of consumption, do you believe that as a country we understand the importance of the film industry to the nation, and why it should be produced and consumed beyond entertainment?
As a country, you see, Uganda today, I wouldn't want to go political, but Uganda today has different layers. So we're talking about the appreciation of film in Uganda. At least there is evidence beyond reasonable doubt that Ugandans appreciate the sector, the film industry. In 2018, when a Guinean Treator was distributed, in a week, we sold over 100,000 DVDs.
Okay.
You see, that is something that is really, really remarkable. If 100,000 Ugandans could buy into local content at that rate, we used to have big distributors that could sell local content. If it hadn't been for COVID, these distributors, I have a little faith they would still be surviving.
Yes.
So the DVD market was very vibrant. Today we are transitioning to electronic distribution. And you look at the consumption. In the first quarter of the year, when we enrolled Chibanda Express, we had a retention of 30,000 subscribers that we onboarded onto your TV. So that shows the reception, how people are willing to support. And we also need to appreciate that we are not expecting that the 42, 46 million Ugandans are going to watch this content. But there are a million Ugandans that are willing to buy this content. Stream East hasn't even officially launched in Uganda. But you look at the rate of consumption. If today, even before the official launch, even before we enroll onto a Play Store, because we've just enrolled onto App Store, you look at the subscribers and they're beyond 1,000. So that speaks something. We haven't, even filmmakers themselves haven't yet realized the importance of having to promote their content.
Yes.
The audience is there. The audience is ready. People are ready to consume our content. And I would also want to remark, the consumption of non-Ugandan content is also evident of the public's appreciation of film. People do not only watch film for entertainment. They watch it for education. They watch it for so many purposes. You'll find somebody telling you, I've watched this movie for so many times. Not because it's just interesting in some cases, but some other cases because it speaks to them. And a film is a reflection of society. So when it comes to the public perception of the film sector in Uganda, I can ably say Ugandans have appreciated us, they have supported us. Yes, of course, we've had various criticisms. The criticisms are there, and we perceive them in good faith. We use them to grow who we are. But again, irrespective, you can't criticize what you don't know. I think I have a problem with Ugandans that will say, this is bad about Ugandan content when they've not even watched a Ugandan film. Because now that's biasness. But people that criticize Ugandan content after they've watched Ugandan content, still we appreciate them because they are trying to make you get to where they want to see. And I think to a reasonable extent, we've grown with our audience. Our audience is there. Yes, there is a disconnect between the Gen Zs and the filmmakers, the sector as a whole, but it is something we are trying to look into.
What kind of disconnect?
Theater
Yeah.
is going down in Uganda.
Yeah.
It didn't start yesterday. This is something, actually, I one time talked about it. It was in 2002. I was with one of the legendary theatricals, and I was telling him, theater is going to collapse. He was like, no, Mzee, you don't understand these things. The moment young people are not involved, then it's a big risk for any sector. So, of recent, we came to notice that we are having a plot that was in theater. It is the same thing that is coming into film. So we need to bring in the young people, make them love it, and then take it on. If we do not do that, probably they'll find something else, because they are naive, they are still aggressive, they are out there, they want something that speaks to them.
Yeah.
So I think there has been that disconnect, and that is a fact, and it is something that you would want to talk about. But still, I would, before I forget, we're talking about Uganda's appreciation for film.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is with the government. I think our government is inspired politically than objectively. And in so doing, our government seems to have understood the power and influence of film as a sector.
Really?
I can tell you, do not sit there. Nobody should be fooled that our government doesn't know what film is. They actually know the power of film. Film, you can't compare a vibrant film sector to a music industry. You can't. But because they know, they do everything deliberately. UCC will give you money to eat on a daily basis, but they won't give you a film market, because they don't want you to get the financial independence. Film will give you the financial independence, and unfortunately, I don't know if it is with Africa, but some African countries have broken through. But unfortunately, in Uganda, I think we are becoming a threat to the political side, which we are not, of course.
I was going to ask, but why filmmakers would be a political threat?
No, when you study to excel well in politics, you need to go to enroll for political science. And political science, they will teach you the art of politics. And in the art of politics, they will tell you what influences society. Just imagine the power it takes for you to sit people on their screens for 90 minutes and they're not talking. They are paying attention. That is sowing an idea into these people. Yeah. So film is a strong mobilization tool. And our government seems to be scared of having financially stable filmmakers. That's why they have put in place measures that would, to any person who looks at things the way they are, they could assume, the government has given us the freedom. Yeah. We can wake up and shoot anything that we want.
Yeah.
So they don't mind. They give you that freedom. But you're not going to sell that thing anywhere.
Yeah.
They've allowed in smuggled goods. Which government doesn't want taxes in this world? Do you know how much tax we would raise if the film sector would be vibrant? I can tell you, if only 1 million Ugandans could watch film in the formal ways, in the legally accepted manner, we wouldn't lack medicine in the hospitals. We would have enough resources to build the roads, because there would be another 3%, 5% tax base added on to that tax contribution. But given the threat that the state sees, they can't allow us to take that direction. And of recent, we had a problem of Bobby Wine from the entertainment, then joins politics. Many people look at Bobby Wine as a musician. But you need to look at Bobby Wine before actually he became a music star. Bobby Wine is a storyteller. Bobby Wine is an artist. He's beyond a musician. Actually, look at his music.
Yeah.
If you are to look for a good musician, it wouldn't be Bobby Wine. His music is full of ideology. All the music that you might relate with Bobby Wine, it's about storytelling. He knows how to communicate. These are trains of a storyteller. When he went to Makerere University, he did MDD. And trust me, that's where his passion was. Yes, of course, music will make you popular. It will make you pick up, catch the vibe, catch the young people. But and I think it is within our DNA as creatives, as storytellers, we want to relate with the society. So Bobby Wine becomes a big threat to the political arena because he relates with society.
Yes.
Even when he goes to sing, he doesn't, even when he sings about love, you would feel he has a big connection with what he's singing about. So he's more of a storyteller, and those are the same traits that we share as filmmakers. You become a threat to politics. And anybody who has mastered political science, my dear, they can't give any room. So it's not a coincidence. Somebody who has studied the politics and the creative sector of the US to see, Hollywood today is its own government.
Yes.
Are you aware of that?
I'm aware.
Do you know what it took them to become their own government?
Yeah.
So you don't have a leader like Museveni and you say, to reach that status, you need to be a wise person who learns from the experiences of others. Our government knows, and they are willing to keep us there. Today, they've brought circles.
This is with they're bringing the circles.
Yes.
Something in development.
Yes, something that is very nice. Circles money. You want to do a film, you go to your circle, we give you money, and then you can pay later. But if you want to borrow money to build a house, no, we won't give you that money. But now you've suffocated the markets. It's not the first time money has been put into circles. I remember if it isn't last year, some 13 billion was passed, and then they paid off Genosale for around 9 billion. I hear that because the artists were at selling suits, so they compensated him for that, and the rest of the money, some of the money was put in private sector foundation for artists, so that if an artist wants to use that money, they go
and access it from
there, and probably you borrow.
Yes.
You borrow. So you go, present your paperwork. That information was all over, I think even in press. That is a formation of a circle, in a way. Because I come, I borrow, and then
a circle has to have savings. So it's just a credit scheme.
Which is okay.
It was access to finance.
No, it was access to a credit scheme.
Yes, to a credit scheme.
Yes.
Circle, if it's circle, it means there's saving.
The same instance has been, it is just removing it from. So
did that work?
PSA. It didn't. Nobody borrowed the money.
Why not?
Because your product is not bankable.
No.
For starters, there is no market worth of any creative product in Uganda. You can't say Chameleon sang this song at box office, it gave him this amount of money. When it went to Spotify, he earned this amount of money. So if he makes another hit and then puts he's most likely to earn this much. So if I give him half of this much, he will be able to pay me back.
Yes.
Now, Mzee Bwanika today, if I produce a film and currently the only market available, because they've made even filmmakers think that Uganda Film Festival is a market. The only market is available is taking my film to Uganda Film Festival to compete. And if I don't win, I get nothing. How much money has UCC put in the creation of content under the Content Development Program? I don't know if you've heard about that.
No.
They've given, they were giving a lot of money, I think, some of the beneficiaries, they were given around 150 million. Lecturer Paul Kamukama, Makerere University was given around 150 million. So many Ugandans were given money to develop content. To develop content. And they developed good content.
Yes.
Did they recover that money from the content developed? No. What does that speak to you? They know the roles of the political arena, and they play with the mindset of those that can't see beyond. There is this saying that omyala tategeera. I think most of the creatives in Uganda are hungry and angry. So we do not, no, I am not inclusive. We do not reason. We do not have that other second. I think Haji Ham called it okufumiitiriza. Tetufumiitiriza. And that's where we get lost. You see, all this access to a credit scheme has been there.
Yeah.
We've had village circles, and I've not had an opportunity to present my work, my film, as collateral to get a loan. Now, you're creating circles and you're telling artists that the collateral for them to be given a loan is their product. You get my point?
It depends on who's financing the circle. I mean, it can work if you decide that.
Who
if
to
the
decide?
Circle, the circle, of course, so the governing.
No, what I
institution of
am
the
telling
circle
you,
has
it is
to
not
decide.
hearsay.
Mm.
It is the policy. They developed the guidelines.
But isn't that okay then? If I come and say that my product is worth this and
Prove.
I believe,
No, it's not about saying.
or they have to prove.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So we are talking about the facts now.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about, assumptions.
Yeah.
These are guidelines that have been put in place. It is the
Yeah.
same thing that happened with PSFU. And that no artist could actually go and access this money.
Yeah.
So they say, okay, we've brought money closer to you.
But you can't reach it.
Exactly. Okay, why are artists not saving in the first place? You can't save what you don't have. We have had here at National Theatre.
Is it only because they don't have?
What
Why
do they
artists
have?
don't
Okay,
save?
what do they have?
When they earn.
When do they earn? No, let us be honest. You see,
So what's our solution to artists earning?
if artists
From your
were
perspective,
earning
how do we make sure artists start earning?
by creating markets,
Okay.
formidable markets.
Okay.
Because to create markets, government doesn't need to put money in the pockets of the artists.
Yeah.
Government needs to create an enabling environment for Ugandans.
Give me examples of what building a market is like, or what does building an ideal market look like? What are examples of good formidable markets or channels of formidable market channels for the distribution of film content?
Have you heard of the coffee industry?
Yes.
When
Very much so.
when you plant coffee, they even, if you have a big land, they even give you a tractor. You've heard of those schemes. They give you agriculture equipment so you can produce in big numbers, and probably you have tax holidays in some cases, and then you take to the market.
Yes.
So you have the Ugandan market, you have the foreign market.
But it's 90% foreign of that market.
And
that market was not created by the government of Uganda.
I am coming
those are
there.
Colonial markets.
Exactly.
Some of those prices.
Thank you
there
very
are bigger
much.
Conversations whether we should.
What government does, it creates an enabling environment. You get my point? What gave to the rise of rice here was saying no to putting those quotas to importation of rice. And today, you can't bring in sugar in Uganda unless it is taxed. You get the logic now. When we export raw cocoa outside, when it is coming back, it is taxed.
Yeah.
So I think government sits back and says, if we process it from here, the tax that we would actually get is lesser than when we are importing in this cocoa. What comes to film? Do we tax film that is entering Uganda? Now, you see where the logic starts.
They tax subscriptions.
Where?
Netflix. I'm taxed. VAT is taxed.
No, you see.
Because that's a digital subscription.
Are you aware Netflix?
But I don't know about the pirated
has
movies.
Less than 20,000 subscribers in Uganda.
Yeah.
So we are not talking about...
so which ones are you talking about? Most places also taxed. If you're paying for DSTV, there's tax.
You see,
So no, so I'm
DSTV is
coming back when you
taxed
say that they are not
as
taxed.
a
I'm also saying
broadcaster.
that.
Now, look,
Okay.
DSTV is taxed as a broadcaster.
It's a market. As a market.
No.
Is
And
it not
actually,
a market?
broadcasting isn't a film market.
What's a
for
market?
starters. Broadcasting is a promotional platform.
Okay.
For starters.
Okay, when we pay subscription to MultiChoice, what are we paying for? Because we're paying for...
You're paying for a
access,
service.
Just like I pay for Netflix.
Yes, you're paying for a service.
And all of it I have tax on
Now, let me show you this. When I sell, when I import, back in the days, when a movie was showing at Cineplex, we used to have Cineplex. They would bring the master copy at Entebbe Airport. Then they have this little car. And so it would be all around, you know, they are bringing a movie, Commando, it's going to show at Cineplex. Yes. They even clear the way.
Yeah.
Now, by the time that single title used to come into Uganda, entry alone, it is being taxed. The tickets are being taxed. Now, that is direct tax
cinema
revenue.
Tickets are taxed. When you pay for a cinema ticket, it shows you the distribution between what you paid, the VAT component, and what your final price
How
is.
many cinemas do you
taxed.
have in Uganda?
No, all I'm saying is the markets that exist, that are formal, are taxed.
I'm asking.
Well, all those markets are showing us content. They're not showing us local content, which is what I can say.
No. It's not about local or imported. It's not about local or imported.
I don't know. Because
no. You see now, that's what we don't know is the problem.
They will
actually show you the 11 cinemas.
Yeah.
They won't show you the 20,000 Bibandas.
But that's every industry. That's not unique. That's not unique to film. Mzee, that's not unique to film. Bibanda are an informal industry in the film. Every industry has that problem. Even us who sell clothes, they are taxing the woman in Acacia Mall. They are struggling to tax the woman who's downtown for who's selling clothes at 2K. It's the same problem. Government struggles to tax informal markets. It's not unique to film.
Perfect. You said it well.
Yes.
There is a woman that sells clothes at 2K.
At 2K downtown.
And there is somebody.
And they can't trace her, they can't tax her, they can't find her. She's in profit.
There's this woman. Money. Where does this woman get the clothes from?
Of course, when people import, they tax at the border.
Thank you. That is my point.
Now.
You see, by the time she's selling at 2K,
yes,
there is, even when they can't trace her, they've
collected some money from that thing.
From that
person.
Now, let me show you what is happening here with us.
Film is electronically brought in.
No.
It's not the same
in
as
other
the border
countries.
control
In other
here.
countries, it is controlled.
It's not an excuse. I'm not giving it an excuse. But
that's an excuse.
No, but what I'm saying is film, even the makers of the film, don't see this pirate in Uganda. Because he's so hidden under so many layers.
No.
Even HBO, who's trying to stop you from stealing.
No. Don't go there.
Then why do we have piracy?
Let me tell you.
They're constantly closing these sites day, night. Today they have closed this one. Then people say, a new one has come, but you need 2 VPNs and you need to access it. They even send you guidelines of how to access.
That does not kill the market.
I haven't said it kills the market. I'm just saying
what I am telling you,
cannot be seen by
there is a
authorities.
difference between a smuggled good and a legitimate good.
Yes.
What I am trying to show you, you're talking about a woman who is there hustling, selling a cloth at 2,000.
I don't know if she's hustling, but she's selling.
Whatever it is.
And making some
But
cash.
I can tell you,
and no one is taxing
90% of those products are taxed.
When they came in, yes. It's true.
Whichever.
It's true.
It means they reduce the rate of smuggling.
That's true.
With creative content, nobody touches the smuggling inlets. And how does it start? It starts when you let your society get corrupted. And
what
how
are the
do you
smuggling inlets of film?
The smuggling. No. Let's before we go to the symptom, let's start with the cause.
Not the cause. Help me understand first. How do films get smuggled in? Because
I will go there. I'll go there. Today, a Ugandan has been made to think that when they see a film on screen with a video voiceover, it is okay.
Okay.
You understand? a broadcaster is being licensed, regulated by government to show legally acceptable content.
Okay.
An ordinary Ugandan has gotten to believe that you know.
When I say a foreigner,
Eh.
but they are speaking Luganda on top. I want the audience to be very clear.
Whichever,
They are speaking a local language.
A local language.
A Ugandan local
language.
language.
It is a Spellsberg film on screen. It is okay.
But the film is not originally Ugandan, is it?
Whichever, be it Ugandan, be it what, you know.
Is that a problem?
I have a colleague, Andrew Kagwe, journalist. He told me one time he goes to South Africa, and because he was going, he packed some of his copies. Now I might get bored in my hotel, so let me pack a few copies.
Yes.
So in his hotel, they were sharing a room with a colleague. The colleague saw the DVDs. Was like, what are you carrying? Are these you want to cause me problems?
No, Mzee, I don't agree with that.
No, do you know why you don't agree?
No,
you have grown.
Can I respond?
I am coming to that.
I know people.
When you grow up, do you know this color may not be black, but because we are told it is black. We believe it is black.
Okay, maybe I need to understand what we are saying.
Yes.
Because I think I've gotten a bit confused. People who live abroad, right? Even now, let me use Netflix.
Yes.
On Netflix, if they show me a German show, the show is in German, it's not in English, but I want to watch it, I can go and select that I would like to hear this film in English. So their mouths will still be speaking Germany, but I'm speaking English. I don't believe that is illegal. That film is on. They even tell you, even on Apple TV, that service is available. If you're watching a film in English, but what you understand is French, there is a setting that says, pick French, pick Danish, pick Dutch.
What we need to help.
And then people are saying, why don't we add Swahili for East Africa? There's even like conversation that if Netflix is in East Africa, why don't they add like local languages?
We need to do justice to our viewers.
No, let me ask. Is that what you're saying is illegal?
No,
that's still legitimate,
You're
right?
talking about something else, and I'm talking about something else.
And that's why I said, let me tell you what I'm understanding, so that then I can understand what you're saying, because I didn't
having multiple audio layers is okay.
Okay.
Before I make a translation for any work,
yes,
I have to reach the corporate owner, and they give me authority.
Okay.
To do that.
Yes.
Because by the time I'm creating my art piece, by the time I'm getting these musicians to do the soundtracks, these technicians, by the time I'm investing in the sound score, I want to communicate something.
Okay.
I want to communicate a skill. I want to communicate my story. For you to come and put any addition, and that's now the copyright. It's not
beyond your audio layers.
Exactly.
You put your audio layers.
Exactly. Before you do anything, because it is my product.
But someone else has come and layered on their own audio
Their own audio without my consent.
Okay.
First and
this
foremost,
is what we're talking
that
about.
is distortion.
Agreed.
That is distortion of the original work.
Okay. And we're saying that shouldn't be happening.
It shouldn't be happening. But when
they're not
you
making movies for us.
Oh, you see.
When
you reach the corporate owner and tell them, your movie, my society can't watch your movie.
But
please.
But they don't want to pay.
No. Okay, why is he's making movie for money and you're telling him they don't want to pay?
No, they believe, their belief, it's really the same as the bank. Their belief is that community in Uganda does not want to pay the price I want to charge for my movie. They want to pay 1.5 and my price is 5K.
That is the value of any piece of art.
That's true.
And
it doesn't make it okay.
It is not okay. A wrong thing is a wrong thing, irrespective.
Okay.
Now, what happens? It is now normal in Uganda.
Yeah.
For a VJ to start shouting in Spellsberg's film.
Yeah.
And a licensed legal broadcaster
is showing this.
Is showing a smuggled, pirated content. Now, a young Ugandan will grow up knowing this is okay.
That's why when your friend went to the hotel and showed the movie.
Now, for him, he met a person who had grown in a society that is upright.
That's not okay. Yeah.
You understand? It could be one person, but there is always that one person. Do you know there are people that will see a trailer of a movie on YouTube. They'll even see a link of a movie on YouTube, but they will say, I want to buy that movie and I watch Dolby Sound in my home cinema,
Yeah.
and they'll pay expensively. They
Yes.
have value.
Yes.
Movies are not for the weak. Film is a show business. You can't afford it, step aside. Go for music, probably.
So how do we
It is
solve
happening.
this problem of Vivanda?
Now,
what suggestion do
when
you
government
have?
deliberately kills the culture of the society, people won't have the value of what belongs to them.
Yeah.
People lose the connection with the stories they relate to. People stop celebrating their own. Do you see these smartphones? They connect us to people that are away from us.
Yeah.
And then separate us from people that are close to us.
Exactly.
This is what the government is doing. They are not telling you that they are doing this. They are putting a pathogen in society.
I think
To the extent that now,
a very big point that by us accepting movies that are not made for us, we're not the audience they have in mind. These are mostly foreign movies, and
foreign
making
movies,
it okay
no,
for us to layer
foreign
on.
movies are okay.
No, they're okay.
Yes.
But for us to make it normalizing,
Yes.
layering on and illegally layering on
Yes.
local language on foreign movies,
yes,
is beyond I think there are two issues. It's illegal, first of all.
Yes.
Primarily it's illegal,
It is illegal.
And licensed broadcasters should not
exactly
be doing it. But I think that the more painful thing that you have enlightened me to is that it is what suffocates the local industry, because people are now being given a substitute to consume. They are being given a substitute that they shouldn't actually have access to. And as a result, they are not allowing the local market to learn how to consume and enjoy their own content that is relatable to them, that is made for them. And because it's so much, for some reason, it is easy for some reason, this type of content is making it to licensed broadcasters. Yet
when you go to
Nakasero, licensed content.
When you go to Nakasero,
yes,
you meet a woman selling tomatoes.
Yeah.
She will tell you 3 tomatoes, 10,000.
Okay.
Same market, you'll find another woman selling tomatoes. 5 tomatoes, 5,000.
Yes.
You get my point. In the same market, you meet another woman selling tomatoes, 10 of them, 1,000.
Okay.
They all have their customers.
Yes.
What we are saying,
yes,
by the time you take your tomatoes to Nakasero, they'll ask, who are you to bring your tomatoes in here? There is a structure of entry.
Yeah.
You don't grow your tomatoes anywhere else and then say, let me dump them in Nakasero. They won't allow. The market is well structured. Border stages. The moment border stages are not regulated, you're creating room for criminality.
Yeah.
But now you go buy your motorcycle and put it on any border stage. That's when you realize that actually every border stage has a structure.
Yes.
Before you join them.
But we don't have a structure in the film industry.
It isn't there. It's what I'm trying to tell you.
Actually, it's there. It's just...
No.
It's there, but it's set up to exclude local producers. That's what it
probably,
sounds like.
Probably.
Intentionally or unintentionally.
Probably.
They say
they make us think...
a vacuum is not a real thing.
Yes.
Something always fills that space. So if you don't create a structure, another structure creates it.
So now, what the broadcasters do, this is a seed. And, a seed will germinate. Ideology is a seed.
Yeah.
When you plant it, it may not grow all of a sudden. It can even take years. But when this seed grows, to take it out of the minds of the people, it is going to cost you.
But the law is the law.
Very deep.
Exactly. If a government decides
who makes the law?
That today we are removing
who makes the law? It is the government.
No, I'm just saying that it's not.
And who is responsible to enforce the law? It is the government. Are you aware it has taken us over 10 years to tell UCC you're doing an illegal thing, to license a smuggler? Okay, we are talking about the addition of voiceovers. For starters, the laws of Uganda, because we are party to a number of international treaties that protect authors across the world. The laws of Uganda are very clear, strong and tight about using anybody's work without their express permission.
Yeah.
And they tell you, you who is using the work, the burden is on you to prove that you have the rights. Now, that is the law. You who is using the work, the burden is, when you read our current corporate law, leave alone the amendments that are being proposed. If a corporate inspector realizes that we are having a plane that is setting off at Entebbe Airport, but this plane has pirated content, the law gives that corporate inspector powers to say, civil aviation,
until the person meets the burden of
let that plane not set off. Until I reach, I inspect and then go. And the law protects the inspector from any liability.
Yeah.
You get what the law, how powerful the law is?
The law is powerful, yeah.
The makers of this same law do not believe in the law that is working for somewhere else.
So do you believe that the biggest market for local content right now, because you even said it, 20,000 people on Netflix is not a big number in a country of 15 million youth. Do you believe that the biggest market for movies, film in Uganda now is largely accessed through the informal channels?
I didn't get the question.
Like where the Bibanda are, would you say that's where those 1 million will come from? If when we speak and say there are 1 million Ugandans who can actually watch film and consume it, are we saying that most of those people are probably accessing movies in Bibanda, like they are accessing from these local broadcasters, or are those Bibanda using DVDs? How are they watching?
Actually,
what's their source of streaming in the Bibanda?
When we are talking about, if the law is to be we are going back to the taxes that
No, I don't want to talk about tax. I'm talking about market and current consumption patterns.
But you can't talk about markets.
Current
markets go hand in hand.
I hear
Do you know what happened to our colleagues at Nachivubo channel?
Yes.
When what affected them?
Yes.
What gives them the negotiation power to be heard? I paid my tax.
I hear you.
So we can't discuss markets without
my question
taxes.
Is currently, because there's the idealist, and I think we've done the idealist conversation. Now I want us to discuss the current situation as is and what can be done currently.
The question is,
where do you believe 1 million film consumers are coming from? Are they watching film from the Bibanda, the ones who can be charged?
I think we can't be so particular.
Because for sure they're not at MultiChoice because they don't have 1 million people. They're not at Netflix. They're not at these paid Showmax. Where are those 1 million people? Where could they come from? Is it DVD people who are buying DVDs? Is it people who are watching in those small places? Because we know that it's not at home. Televisions are not.
For starters,
or they're on their phone.
When we are making those estimates, we haven't even gone to the Vivandas. We are using the current surveys that are there. The biggest product for telecoms is data.
Okay.
People buy more data than anything.
What are they using the data for?
Stream.
Is it streaming? Or it's
in whichever format, that is still streaming. When you want to deplete your data, you watch in a video. When we're on WhatsApp when you're on WhatsApp texting, I can use my 1 GB for a year. But the moment audios start coming in, the images, the
I understand
videos,
it's video fast content, but it's not film content.
Whichever.
Yeah.
Now, you see, that's why I told you that to understand the symptom, it is better you understand the cause. A colleague was telling me in China, TikTok, when you go on TikTok, you can't see comedy. You see educative content.
It's very regulated.
Very regulated. in Uganda.
They're always been passing new laws on what you can't put, who can put what.
What is
Very
viewable there?
regulated,
So
yeah.
we use the same TikTok.
The rest of the world is just unregulated in TikTok.
But for them,
because they created, they know what they created. So they know.
exactly. So they know.
They have information. That
Now, when you look at every government that caters for its people, they will pay attention to what will kill its people. They will tell you, if you want to kill a generation, first kill the schools.
Yeah.
So the moment you kill the schools, trust me, it will take years and years.
So would you take films to schools? Is that like a
recover
strong area for distribution of film?
Before you even go there, make a right society. Today we are having street kids that are kicking people. Today we are having young women and young men that no longer think of working because they do not celebrate their parents that that are working so hard to put them in school. They look at other celebrities. They do not relate with their society because they have been nurtured unconsciously to believe that something outside of them is better than what they are. I saw a quote. Somebody was asking, what is the purpose of education if you still litter a bottle out of your car for a non-educated person to pick it up? You see, the collapse of our society is dependent on what our society consumes. The moment people stop believing in themselves, then they are a lost people. What I am trying to tell you today, actually, what our leaders are adamantly doing is going to impact on their children and grandchildren as well.
So what do we do about it now?
We have to
What's
go
within
back
the power
to the
of
roots.
Pearlwood, within the...
Not to, within our powers, we are already doing what we are supposed to do. And whoever listens and probably adapts, it is another blick to what probably could save tomorrow. Just having this discussion is just a good start. Probably one or two more people could hear and say, okay, probably Mzee Bwanika has a point. When we hosted them, probably this is the direction we should go. Government needs to stop politicking. Government needs to start appreciating that Ugandans will never have another country
except this one.
Except this Uganda. No filmmaker, no creative artist will have any other primary market other than Uganda. Actually, the moment what our filmmakers have been blindfolded for is to think when you take your movie to a foreign film festival, you're going to be well off, you're going to be celebrated. How many have achieved that? We've even had filmmakers that have won awards. They've been taken to bigger film festivals. They've come back here. Some are outside doing Cheyo after winning awards here. So if it is marketable here, why do you go for Cheyo? I can't leave a profitable area to go and look and still hustle. Most of the filmmakers are passionate about film.
Yeah.
If they are earning well in film, you can't take them to do something else.
True. We
need to be intentional and purposed. Let us do right things first. Our disagreement with UCC is hoodwinking filmmakers, is contributing to these guys that they are helping. Anybody, my sister, can do a film. Anybody can do a film. And no film will not have an audience. Now, those are two things to put in mind.
I disagree.
Anybody.
I disagree.
Can make a film.
I disagree.
And no film
of course,
will not
anyone
have
can
a market.
Make a film.
Exactly.
Fine.
And no film won't have an audience.
I disagree.
That films won't have an audience.
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
And we need to figure, I think art, while it's beautiful and it transforms who we are and it's a reflection of our society.
Yes.
At the end of the day, business is business. And competition for the mind is competition for the mind. Now, when you say audience, I'm not saying your family and friends. I'm saying audience. An audience that can pay you and keep you?
No.
Okay, then of course
No,
anyone can do anything. But I thought we were speaking about
there is this
because you came from a
filmmaker.
conversation of
There is this
sustainability with
filmmaker,
artists.
Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
They put 180 something million dollars in, is it million? Million Boys Club. There is a movie.
Okay.
It's in a way of a series. They put, I was reading, they put 185, around that, $1 million. And at box office, it didn't even make one ticket.
Okay.
You look at the budget investment.
Yeah, that's true.
Still, that little they got, it is their audience.
But that's not the
So when
audience
I'm
they
talking
want.
about, no, it doesn't mean, okay, look, that
But
movie.
we're talking about artists not
That
going
movie
into
that we are talking about,
If
if
we're
they
saying, and we
brought
don't
it
want
here,
artists to do
okay,
chaos.
if they brought that movie here, here in Uganda, it would be, I don't know whatever it would be, but it is a big movie, given its budget.
It's big by budget, but not by audience, not
When
by
people don't relate
not
with
by
your story,
consumption. Yes.
when people don't relate your story, we need to
Yes.
separate those two.
Yes.
We don't, when we are creating markets, we
Yes.
don't create markets for good stories.
Yes.
It is the public.
Your microphone is covered. Are you still audible?
I think they will tell us when you're not audible.
Okay.
When we are creating markets, we do not create markets for those that are successful. A good marketplace is one that is going to provide a platform for even those that are less advantaged.
That's fine, but their story still has to be relatable to
It's
a
what
large
I'm
number
telling
of people,
and
it has to be also communicated in a way
I
that they can
agree, and that's
consume.
why I said there is no film. By the time I use the word film, it means there is a composition.
Okay.
By the time I use that word film, that there is no film that doesn't have an audience. I even went further and I brought an example of Kevin Spacey's film. That was a big investment, but it flopped. Every business, it happens.
It happens. Yeah.
By the time you're making it, you think it's a good story. When it comes to a level of consumption, the audience says, okay, no, we don't relate to it. We've had films like Who Killed Captain Alex. I don't know if you've heard about it.
Yes.
When Who Killed Captain Alex came up, we're like, look, because we had gone to film school, started what? He's defying the principles of production. You see, crossing the lines. When the product reached the markets went crazy. So nobody in our normal capacity has the right to tell a story that it is a bad story. It is the market to tell you this is garbage. That's why when we get judges to sit in festivals and start weighing the stories, it is not good. It is the consumers.
So how are you taking that principle to Stream East?
First and foremost,
because I believe that's a market access thing, and you're saying, how do we make sure, is it that all films are put on Stream East and then you only keep the ones the market is watching, or how are you actually doing that? Because at the end of the day, also, if a platform, and this is why, if a platform becomes known, and that's just I think that's a problem of having like money controls this world.
Yes.
If every day we say, let the audience speak, let all movies go through and let the audience decide. Audiences form biases.
Yes.
They form biases and then they start to say, these people always show us movies we don't like. Yet them, they're just showing, they're trying to democratize.
Yes.
Let everyone go through. And then after a while, someone else who is, you may agree or not agree, but for some reason they are getting better at testing what the audience will like.
Yes.
They may get it wrong 20% of the time, but they have more success than mistake. The audience abandons this one who's democratizing for everyone, because in their mind they're like, that one doesn't give us good content. And then they go to this one who has a filtering process, who is excluding some creatives, who is blocking out some films. So because that's the risk. It's what they call it, playing devil's advocate.
Yes.
That when you see a system, there are systems which we know, okay, yes, they are designed to exclude, but there are also systems designed to safeguard, to ensure that I would rather build a company. Yes, I may say no to 50 people and only let in 10, but because of those 10, I guarantee that the chance that in future I'll be able to reject 1,000 and let in 500.
Yeah.
That's the game they're playing. There'll always be someone rejected. But I'm not trying to say, let me admit all 100 for the sake of 100. No, I will review 100, take on 10, but those 10 will give me a better chance at success if I do it right.
The beauty with markets.
Like that. And you grow, and that's how industries grow. It's not unique to film, because money does not change its color or its behavior in an industry.
The beauty with markets.
And the people, I'm going to finish, the people who have money are the same, whether we like it or not. That's the unfortunate thing.
Yes.
So they think the same way, and money moves the same way.
Yeah.
And it is a miss for us to superimpose our preferences and ideals without creating room for the thing that actually makes things work in the society we have been forced to live in, which is money controlled.
I think we are speaking the same thing.
We are, but I was saying we can't have also a situation where, okay, not we can't. That's back to the question. How is Stream East? Because you seem very convicted around let the markets choose. What is the approach of Stream East, and what can the audience expect when they go to Stream East, in perspective of what you had said before around we want the audience to decide what is good, what's not good, and
but also this is a disclaimer.
Okay.
Pearlwood is not government.
Sorry?
Pearlwood.
Pearlwood. I know it's not government.
Now, government needs to cater for all its citizens.
I'm asking about
yes, it's where I'm coming. It's where I'm coming. It's where I'm coming, my dear.
About the institution.
It's where I'm coming, my dear. It's where I'm coming, my dear. So because Pearlwood is not government, we also do market surveys.
Yes.
That speak to our audience that we relate with. So this is what happens. Internally, as Pearlwood, we sit and evaluate our stories. We actually do not evaluate.
Is there a relationship between Pearlwood and Stream East?
Pearlwood, Stream East is a distribution platform for Pearlwood.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so that's why you're talking about them together.
Yes.
Okay.
So we evaluate internally because...
so does a producer have to be in Pearlwood to distribute on Stream East?
Exactly. Or you need to be in an organization that is partnering with Pearlwood.
In something.
In a way. Because we want to put away the element, the individualistic tendency.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
And when we are dealing with organizations, at organizational level, you are putting out the individualistic thinking.
Okay.
The emotions are out.
Yes.
You're discussing based on principles.
Yes.
So even internally, we have, because Pearlwood is member-based.
Okay.
We don't have, these are the founders. It isn't there. It is member-based.
So members pay a subscription?
Yes, okay. But only at entry. When you enter, you have to make money. Instead of giving the organization, you have to make money out of the organization. Because that's the reason that's why we are coming together. So the issue is, we are looking into our stories. We are also trying to internally censor ourselves. Because Stream East is coming not only for Pearlwood,
yes,
but for Eastern Africa.
Okay.
So it means in Uganda tomorrow, an organization of film producers could come up and say, you know what, we also want to distribute on Stream East. Let us have a partnership.
Perfect.
It is very welcome. So if we had called Stream East Pearlwood, we wouldn't be limiting to future collaborations. So we are thinking beyond ourselves. We don't want to close the door for any organization that would want to partner with us. But we would want to see, how do we help each other grow? The Americans did that.
Yeah.
And it works for them.
So as long as you're in Pearlwood, your movie will show on Stream East.
Will show on Stream East.
There is no other
But
filter.
internally, no, that's what I was saying. Internally, we sit and we filter our stories. Okay. We look at our
Before
stories.
They are made or after?
No, because we have films that are already made.
We have the 400 films.
Yeah, plus. We have but not all the 400 are on Stream East.
Okay.
So we are looking in and saying, Mzee Bwanika, you're having 15 films. But of the 15, okay, first give us your best 5.
Okay.
Yes. So we look at the best five and we say, okay, you look at this, this. When the Kenyans or those in Zambia watch this, they may laugh at us as a country. Okay, let us spare them.
Okay.
So they don't cease being Mzee Bwanika. They are still my
they're
movies.
Not on Stream East.
But they're not on Stream East.
Okay.
And I can even use them on my YouTube channel. But as they are playing on YouTube, I am directing my customers to my good content. A producer is as good as their latest movie.
Okay.
When it comes to the movies that we are making right now, we have a production facility where we support our colleagues. Do not go on set and start struggling with equipment. At least let us have the equipment, the basic equipment in place that can enable you produce good quality.
Then they rent it?
They only pay a maintenance fee.
Okay.
Those equipment are for Pearlwood. They're not for commercial purposes.
Okay.
You can't access them unless you're a member of Pearlwood. So a member of Pearlwood only pays a maintenance fee because tea and wear, of course, cleaning them up, and then they can go make their shot. Before you go now, because we are thinking market-wise, we are even creating smaller groups within Pearlwood. You sit with your group and then go through your script. Watch the films of others. Try and be competitive even before you go to the market.
It's like a peer-to-peer
learning. Yes. Even before you, don't think of high budget. How do we work within the means to have the quality that speaks to our audiences? You see, when you're working together, it is easier to achieve that. We can't re-edit the films that are already produced. We can't throw them away. But we are saying, let us go and look into these movies.
And get better. Pick
out the stories that speak to the people, that people relate to. Because today, if a person wants to watch a Jiniri and Twetu, irrespective of it being shot with a camcorder or a phone, they want the movie. DSTV came to Uganda. When DSTV comes to Uganda, they said, we want English movies. So at first, I think they took everything. And at first, we want English. And it has to be full HD. So they had all the technical language. And yes, they come and they're like, we want Hollywood movies. And we were all shocked. Hollywood? Who doesn't even shoot in full HD? So, IGG, Nabwana asks them, okay, why do you want my movies? Because whatever you put, your specs, I don't qualify. They said, no, we don't want your movies. The audience does. You hear me right?
Yeah.
I think Nabwana is one of the filmmakers that have earned from his movies more than any filmmakers. Feature full-length movies. Because we reached an extent of getting movies from VCD, not DVD. And VCD doesn't have even not up to 720. It is 4080. So, and DVD, you couldn't put 90 minutes on a single VCD, sorry. So we used to put 30 minutes. So each film had 2 VCDs. So some of his movies were on VCD. We reached a point of extracting from VCD, because now there are 2, put back on a timeline so that you can export it as a 1 MP4. And he was paid, not because they wanted his work, but because there was demand for his work.
Yeah.
When you're studying markets, the beauty with markets are not an art. Markets are a science, organized knowledge.
Yes.
If people demand something, the moment we create these markets, they are going to start giving us scientific information. People today are interested in horror movies. They're interested in romance. You see Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry today is a billionaire because he understood his niche.
Yeah.
Do you know there are some movies, some Tyler Perry movies that you may watch, and even at your normal budget, you can produce the same thing.
Yeah.
But you buy it expensively because of the brand that actually produced it. You can as well do the same thing here. The only problem is we have not put in place a market structure that could enable us understand and relate with our markets. If government is willing to help, they would be going back and say, okay, let us start. Back in the days, we used to have MDD competitions. We could say, okay, let young people produce short films. Let us celebrate them at national level. You see, you start nurturing young people from there. In China, they tell you a child will be given a computer at an early stage. By the time they are of age, they are in a computer age because everybody held a computer in their hands. If we go back to our schools and say, Minister of Education says, okay, now, this is who we are. This is Uganda. Trust me, no Ugandan in the next 20 years would be littering garbage on the street because they would have fallen in love with their country, with their society. That is the disconnect I'm talking about. Today you move around Kampala and it's one of the most smelly cities because we do not connect with our cities. But if I know this road was constructed using my money, look at Burkina Faso. If by God's grace, if what is happening in Burkina Faso survives the next 5 years, when you meet a Burkina Faso person, they'll have a different mindset because they feel they have built their country. If we could go back and say, let us deliberately change the mindset of our people to love their country, and the best tool to do that is through art, theater, film.
So if I give you $100 million, Mzee, what would you do with it?
Strengthen markets and take film to schools.
Two things. How would you strengthen markets?
Simply by promoting products, the current products, and probably sensitizing communities about appreciating what belongs to them, their own stories. Today, if a filmmaker, if I am to buy sugar, I don't go to Kenya to buy sugar. I buy from the shop next to me. Why would my neighbor, when they are thinking of buying a film from, they choose an American film, then, and we don't have to force them, but we need to tell them the story. The story is about you. Do you know all Ugandan films are stories about us? All Ugandan films. Yes, some of us would want to do films that are like American, but of course, definitely, at the end of the day, that story is about a Ugandan. So a story made in Uganda will relate with every Ugandan. We have so many heroes in Uganda to write about. Actually, we have not even reached a quarter of telling Uganda's stories.
So you would strengthen markets, which I think from what you're saying is just make film as accessible as possible.
And then
everywhere where access film.
And then inspire the young people.
Then go to school. Yes. In schools, what would you be doing? Is it like teaching them how to make film, teaching them the importance of film? What would you teach in schools? Or what needs to be taught in schools?
I wouldn't want to use the word teaching.
Okay, what needs to be happening in
inspire.
Schools? How do you inspire a child?
Make them involved.
In what?
In film.
So they bring
there are so many ways. There are so many ways to make them involved. And like
is it right?
A question as broad as you asked. If we would have a specific answer at this point, then it would be so rigid. We need to let it flow, let it go natural. Just inspire these young people, let them be part of it. It's the same thing with the market. We can't force any Ugandan to buy a Ugandan content. We have to inspire them. We have to make them fall in love. People don't buy products. They buy emotions.
They're influenced.
Yeah, they're influenced. So we need to create an enabling environment. And trust me, when a young child goes to school to study medicine, they know at the end of the day, I'm going to go to the hospitals, I'm going to be anywhere in the medicine sector. Where do filmmakers look up to? Nowhere. Where do creatives look up to? Nowhere. By the time I go to study, exactly. So we need
you are that change.
When we create markets, stronger markets, then the rest is history.
Thank you so much. That was a very, very eye-opening conversation. I've learned quite a bit, and I believe our audience too has learned so much.
Thank you
for your time. Stream East is currently available on App Store, which is iOS.
Yes.
It will be on Play Store eventually, but just Google streameastfilms.com and we'll put the captions down and you should be able to access it. Please consume
and also on the web.
Yes, on the web. Yeah, so just go in your browser, your Google browser, or whatever you use. You should be able to find it. Take home, please stop watching films with illegal voiceovers. Thank you very much. Until next time.
Thank you.